Long time no see, everyone. Hisashiburi, tanto tiempo sin verte. It's your old Major Cargon, back at it again. It has been a while, I'm sorry. But today we're gonna have a bit of a chat about overconsumption. So I know I've touched on this topic a couple of times in other videos, like say towards the end where we're reflecting on things, but did want to speak about it in one video and also sort of give some tips or advice or sort of see how maybe if you're struggling with this or dealing with it as well, how you may be able to, fight the urges to consume. And today we're going to be talking about it in more of like a fashion sense, like fashion overconsumption rather than anything else. But I suppose it could be applied to whatever it may be that you are collecting or just doing things with your own money. But a quick disclaimer as well, like I recognize that I'm in a privileged position where I can worry about overconsumption and that kind of thing as well. And maybe you too can do that if it's something that you're able to indulge in. Like, obviously we don't want to be spending our hard-earned dollars on things we can't actually afford and then being, in big trouble about that. So recognizing that as well. And also wanted to say that by all means, spend your money how you want to spend your money. It is your money. You can do what you want about it. It's just sometimes you might be reflecting about these things and be considering what to do. So yeah, let's talk about it. Overconsuming. Now, I think it's very, very fair to say that over the past few years, depends even how long you've been watching sort of fashion content on YouTube, there is not just YouTube either, like along TikTok, Instagram, wherever, like hauls, pickups. I've done this as well. Like you see people getting a lot of things and that inspires you to get a lot of things or like be like, man, I can't miss on a deal like that. And you end up with a lot of stuff. Like I have a lot of stuff. I've spoken about this. My wardrobe is basically full. And as a result, like I genuinely haven't purchased anything in like maybe like the past month and a half. And whilst I am still looking at things and I still look at them daily and I'm thinking, maybe I should make a video each week of like the highlights of what I find. I don't know. Let me know. However, we do find ourselves in a place where like overconsumption is rewarded and sort of lauded in terms of like content and creation. Like people love watching a haul. People like to show off hauls. Like it's a feedback loop of like how cool it is that I got these 10 new things when a week or two ago I just got like 10 new other things. And whilst sometimes if you're looking at consuming things in more like, designer or artisanal or, independent makers kind of things, would be like, oh, like I'm putting money in the right places. It's still overconsumption to an extent. You may be just spending a little bit more money. And I've noticed this about myself and I'm so aware and I do see it around people around me, especially in the Discord. Like it is what it is. Like I am not shaming anybody for it. And we do have a good laugh anytime the usual suspects come in with like, here's new things. And it's like, let's go. They are single-handedly keeping the secondhand market alive, these people. And look, it just is what it is. But let's look at some ways that you can potentially come to terms with this and also lower your overall spending and maybe break free from the chains of just needing to get that extra thing. So something that I've found very, very useful is, and I've spoken about it many, many times, cataloging your wardrobe. And I don't mean to the extent that I have where I've got everything in an app. I've taken photos of everything, listed everything out with like data on there. But even if you just make a spreadsheet or even a Word doc list, or even if you want to go old school, write it down in a book, literally putting down everything you've got, maybe even taking a photo so you know what it looks like on you as well, is very, very helpful when you are looking at new things and then you want to double check and, double take, be like, hey, all right, I'm looking at this cool jacket or this cool pair of boots. Do I have something already that is functionally doing the same thing? And by doing so, you can avoid ending up getting the same pair of pants or the same sort of boots, the same sort of jacket type thing, where you then end up with two things in your wardrobe that do effectively the same thing. Maybe you'll show the new one a bit more love, but then ultimately you're kind of like stuck between two places. And this has worked for me recently as well. Like I have been looking at specific pairs of pants, but then I double check and it's like, I already have pants that do this. Like, why do I want this specific pair of pants? Is it because it's new and shiny and fresh? But why? I already have the thing. Maybe I should just try wearing the thing. And I don't think that this online object is necessarily going to be like, we're done, guys. Pack it up. Pack it up. Like, we're done. Wardrobe sorted. So it's good to be able to catalog those sort of things, and also cataloging things like expenses, sales if you are selling things off, and just seeing how much money is being spent on your hobby, your passion, whatever it may be, and reflecting on whether you're okay with that or not, because little purchases here and there, little treats, little fun treats are awesome and we love them. But then when you reflect back and it's like, okay, that's a lot of money that I've spent on this. Has it actually brought me the joy that I hoped it would? Like, is the rush of buying the thing enough for the money like spent for it? Am I enjoying the piece? It's good to reflect on all these things and then, try and take action from that moving forward. Another method which I find pretty useful is what my friend Nick in Japan, who got me into this whole mess of fashion to begin with. We love you, Nick. Appreciate you. And his tip with purchasing or wanting to make a new purchase is, if the item costs, say, $300, assign an amount that you are going to use for all items going forward. He suggested 50. You could go with less than that, 30, 40. And every single day, take that amount off the total amount. And if by the time it gets to 0, you're still thinking about this piece and really, really desiring it and wanting it, why not? Go ahead, treat yourself. It's something that, it is going to take time, but usually when we see things online, you do want to make that impulse buy. Oh my gosh, this pair of pants, they're only $200. They might not be what you were looking for, but you're like, this is a good deal. It's a good deal. I can't turn up a good deal. What are people going to think? What are the people in the Discord going to think if I didn't get this good deal? And then you just end up with a bunch of stuff that, yeah, it's cool, but you weren't seeking it out. It just appeared. Unless it's something wholly unique that you genuinely hadn't seen before and you're like, wow, I didn't know this existed. I really, really love it. And you've thought about it. Sometimes just getting things for the sake of the fact that they're cheap. That's how I ended up with a lot of things early on in my wardrobe. And I have still fallen prey to that since. I'm aware of this, but I'm doing better. I have not bought the Devour jeans that were in my size and were a great price. And I'm regretting it, but you know what? In a couple of days, I will have forgotten about it. And that's just it, right? I look back and try to remember items that I had seen and they were good deals and I didn't pounce on them, and then I missed them and now they're gone. And I can't remember what they are because I guess I clearly didn't like them enough. The only one I can think of is Llama in the Discord getting that suit because they post it all the time and it's beautiful. However, it would be cool to have this nice old Yoji suit, but I do have similar things already. And, Llama, if you decide to sell it, let me know. Piggybacking off cataloging the wardrobe earlier as that sort of advice as well, it is a good idea to make a list of what you are looking for, what you do think your wardrobe needs or what you want for your wardrobe to add. I do have a list that I've, slowly been populating over time. It has some things in there and I like to separate things into sort of two different lists. One is empty things in the, spaces in the wardrobe where something would go. And the other one, I guess you could call the wants, the grails, the specific pieces that you know you really like and would love to find and get your hands on if they do say appear. And you'd be surprised how often things like that actually do appear. It may not be, say, week after week after week or in Struggle Town, but you will find these things unless we're talking something very, very wholly unique, archive, in high demand, an exorbitant price. Other things, they do appear and the patience and waiting game does pay off in the release of oh my goodness, I found it. I've been thinking about this for so long. You have been checking this list, like Santa, checking it more than twice. And then appears and it's at a decent price or not a decent price, like, but it's on the list. So you're happy to spend the money for it because that's something you really, really, truly want, is so much more worth it than just buying random things for like little impulse buys. And you've seen videos like this before. You've probably thought about this before. I just wanted to get it off my chest because it's so rampant these days, especially with like blind boxes going off, and it's just so much stuff is being bought that we don't need. And I understand being like surrounded by clothes as well. I'm a massive hypocrite in this. Like, I am part of the system. I have been part of that. I'm trying not to be. And with this time that has passed as well, like, it is, you do get that itch. You're like, I haven't bought something in a while. I'm not feeling like the rush. Am I bored with my wardrobe? And then you miss out on a thing, get upset for like a minute, and then you're like, oh, did I really care that much? So yeah, overconsuming. I hope these have been some ideas that might be able to help you through your journey as well. And again, like, don't get too in your head about it, but it can be fun doing these things. Have fun with what you've already got and set a plan for future, or set a plan for getting rid of things that you don't really enjoy as much. But ultimately, we want to try and reduce just impulse buying whatever and be more conscious and focused in what we are getting, because it does bring you more joy in the long run. Trust me. But, you know, it isn't super serious. Like, you are all deserving of a little treat here and there. Do as you wish. I just hope that these have sparked some ideas up there and ways to think about it. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. This has been a rant. I'm sure we'll come back with something else more productive, maybe, you know, more in depth, a look at some more clothes as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. Have fun, be safe. And as always, don't do anything I do except make a list of your wardrobe and what's missing and the things you really, really want. It's definitely going to help you out. All right, you'll take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.